Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at the third floor of the Kinki no Goku, aka Forbidden Abyss. And the barriers aren't too crazy for this floor. Honestly, the damage walls are there, however, they only show up on one side of the wall at any time, so you can get around it given that you bring a monster strong enough. It does do about 10k damage, so it is not insignificant. However, since it's only one wall, you can get around it. There's also some poison mist, so do take care about bringing dupes. However, I ignored that advice because the most important thing, honestly, is to make sure you bring monsters that have barriers or some way to tank damage. There are ableberries that will reduce damage. There's some of the crests you can buy to help mitigate some damage, or the gimmicks, honestly, that way. But bringing monsters with barriers is going to be super helpful. So my party that I've brought is 3 Lucy's and Amana MV, and they all have barriers, so that's the reason why they're so good here. Because as you can see with this first turn, the ability locks will fire down. The third player, Lucy, kind of got lucky because of that shield luck ability, so she didn't take any damage. But as you can see, everybody else has lost their barriers, and even second and fourth slot monsters have been afflicted with the ability locks. And these ability locks last for 2 full turns, if I remember correctly. So it is a bit of a pain, and do keep in mind that if you clear a stage with that ability lock active, you won't get your barrier back. Remember, that's part of your ability, and it's locked. So if everybody is ability locked, you might as well restart the stage, because every first turn, regardless, will do 27,500 damage. 27,500 damage per monster, which is a total of 110k. You won't survive. Simple as that. But after that, it's you're gonna want to take down all of the monsters with the blue skulls, because the blue skulls will defense down Joya Balloon. And of course, Lucy is here to help do some damage, possibly outside of that. Because I don't think you're going to do much damage without that defense down active. So you might, if your monsters are ability locked, you probably do want to wait a little bit to make sure that they are released from that ability lock. Again, if they're ability locked, you're not going to get your barrier back, and you have to somehow tank that much damage from the start of every turn. So, at minimum, as long as one's there, you have the possibility to survive. But depending on your current HP situation, that could also dictate how many more monsters need that barrier backup. And so we'll see that white blast. Everybody has the barrier, so it doesn't really matter. And once you don't have to worry about that initial damage, it is a fairly straightforward quest. One thing to keep in mind is that the pencil base there, the one that's left, in fact, at the moment, that is the source of the poison mist. So if you can take him out, then you actually don't have to worry about the dupes. So make sure you prioritize him down as soon as possible. He also has a Paladin Slayer M, which is actually unique because that Slayer is normally on the gauge, and normally if a monster has it on the gauge, it is not active for them as an enemy. However, just like what was it, Ymir in the first floor, they do have some special quirks just for the Abyss, so I guess they're just taking creative license there and giving that. Now, as you can see, if you take too long, the Joya Balloon will recycle its attacks. That big number on the right was the white blast, so kind of got lucky there. I believe there was a shield active that saved me from that. So normally you would die, but as you can see, the HP of the boss was pretty low at that time, so assuming you can focus down the enemy correctly, it's not too bad. Alright, so the boss again is Joya Balloon in the Ascendant form. The first attack for him is going to be the bump combo lock. So it's not an ability lock, but again, it still does 27,500 damage on the first attack. So it is still significant. You do have to watch out for it, but assuming you have cleaned up properly, not that big of a deal. And so, again, take out all the monsters, focusing down the pencil base as much as possible so that you don't have to worry about the poison mist. And then utilize the healing walls if necessary and try to take out Joyaberun before he does any crazy damage. That pulsating damage on the left is the bump combo lock again, and you don't want to have to deal with that extra 110k damage again. And then it's just rinse and repeat. Take out, make sure you have the health up, take out as many minions as quickly as possible. Right. It's nice to see that 110k damage turn into literally 0. So that's why barriers are important. Now, of course, if you don't have the manas and or Lucy's, it is a little bit tougher, but let's see. What else do they suggest? Like, there's a bunch of the Eva collab monsters, because I guess the synchro ability that they have will help cut some damage, but I mean, yeah. Being able to tank that damage is key. So if you don't have barriers at all, like I said at the beginning, the ableberries that do reduce damage can help you out for generic monsters. And using my strike shot here, because I did see that we're running out of time. Only 2 more damage before that 110k damage attack happens, and nobody has any barriers left, so I would not be able to tank that. And honestly, everybody else has command strike shot, so there's really no reason not to use 1 out of 4, right? And there are some blocks here that are in the way, and kind of got lucky here with that knockout berry. And like I said before, a lot of cases the knockout berry is not helpful, but for instance like this is why I love the knockout ableberry. Now if we did knock out some of those pencil bases there, that would be bad, because then we would lose that permanent defense down on Joyaberun, but whatever. That's why I like knockout. So if you can hold on to your strike shots, that would be great. It will make this last stage much easier. But yeah, not too bad given all of the other stages gimmicks. This one doesn't demand much of the skill shots on the stage. This is literally, can you tank damage as part of the gating ability for this quest. So that's not too bad. As you can see, the reward here is a Insta Transcension Charl, which is always nice to stock up on. But yeah, that is it for today. Yeah, not too bad. So look forward to stage 4 of the Kinki no Goku. That should be coming up next. Yeah, I think that's it. So, again, please follow me and SF on Twitter at ENGMonst. We try to update you guys with the latest and greatest news as soon as possible. My Twitter account for this channel is ScottNackYT. You can follow that. Make sure you check out the database that SF wrote up. That will be helpful to find monsters very much. And yeah, like, subscribe, blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, until next time. Bye-bye.